So I folded my fabric using my hip 40.5 divided by 4 plus 13.5, and I have it as 23.625. I went ahead and marked 0.5 at the top of my fabric. Length of my trouser is going to be 42 inches. Width of my waistband is going to be 1.5 inches. Bearing that in mind, we're going to be starting every measurement from 19.5 because my waist starts from 18. And if my waistband is 1.5, that is 1 and then 1.5. So all my measurements will be starting from 19.5. I'll be marking 2 inches from this side to the end. After I marked 0.5 at the top, I'll be marking 2 inches like this to the end of my fabric. After marking 2 inches, this will be my starting line. My hip divided by 4 plus 5, which is going to be 15.125. I'm going to mark it here. From 19.5, we're going to come down to my hip point, which is the widest part of my hip from my shoulder. That's 26.5, 19.5, 26.5 here. And then we'll connect it together. I'm going to come down by 0.5 here. So instead of marking the seam allowance from here, you come down by 0.5 and then we connect it. So that's why I didn't even bother connecting it to the end. So this will be my new seam allowance. So I shortened it up by 0.5. Let's mark my trouser length. It's going to be 42 inches plus 1 for turning up. If you want to use hemming gum, you can add extra 2 inches to it. So I'll place my tape at 1.5 at the original line, not this seam allowance, so at the 1.5. And then I'm going to mark my trouser length, which is 42. I'll mark it again, extra 1 inch. From this 3.75, I'm going to aim at like to the end. Now I'll repeat the same here. I'll extend the crotch extension down to my 42. From the top, come down by 1 inch for the pocket. This is how remember we came in by 0.5 here. So instead of using this line, we use this other line. Notch this 1 inch so that you know this is where you attach your pocket. And I'll be placing my front pattern on it. The difference between the front and the back is usually at the extension point and the top. We came down here by 0.5, so we're going to be going up by 1.5. And then we're going to be coming in by 1. So 1.5, 1. I'll be connecting it to this point. Going to extend crotch extension by 3. And extension of the back, I use 3. I will come down by 3 inches here and mark 1 inch. And ensure that I can still get 3 again from the back so that I can deepen my crotch extension for the back. So this is how I do mine. Then this 1 inch now, this is what I'll do to that 1 inch. I'll ensure it enters back into this one, into the front. I won't add extra allowance to the top, to the bottom, so it's going to be the same length, right? Then coming to this other side, remember we came in by 1 inch here. That 1 inch has to come back here. So this is the 1 inch. So you're going to connect the line back here. Connect this line back there. Now this 1 inch, you ensure it flows back into the flea, because I want my front and back to be the same. I do not want it to be too wide. That's all. That's all we're doing for the back. Let me explain again. What I did here was I came up by 1.5 because initially I came down by 0.5 at my front, so I came up by 1.5 because of the 0.5 I took initially. So if you would come up by 1.5, add the 0.5 you took before, took out from the front part. So, and then I came inside by 1 inch, which I returned here, right? And then I connected it. I extended the crotch extension by 3 and marked it. Mark 3 inches downwards and then mark 1 inch outward and try to get 3 inches again, so that when you join together on the sides, it will make so much sense. Because as of now, this line is useless. We're going to be cutting it out this way. So we're going to be marking our 1 inch for the pocket. This is the front, this is the back. The pocket is 7 inches wide and 8.625 inches long, and it's 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I cut out the rope I'll be attaching to my wrist. I cut out 2 of it, and it is 24 inches long on folds. That's in total 48 inches. Then my waistband, I did my waist divided by 4 plus 0.5, and then the width is 5 inches. And on fold, it is 2.5 inches. So by the time I use 0.5 to attach it to, using this, I cut out 2 pieces for the back waistband. It measures it same as the front, except that it has 0.5 inches for the zip allowance. And I have pinned down this part of the front and this part of the back. I'll be sewing it using 0.5. So as here, and then I'll weave the edges. I also pin the pocket using the notch. I will be sewing it down to using 0.25. Also weave the edges. So I have sewn the front part and weaved it. I did the same for the back. Then I remembered I was to attach my zip, so I loosened it and also I weaved the edge. I did the same for the pocket. I sewed it down using 0.25 and I weaved the edge, and I ironed everything down. So this is what it looks like for the back. This is what it looks like for the front part. Also iron stay to my waistband to make it firm. This is the back waistband. This is the front waistband. My waist divided by 4 is 7.8 plus 0.5 is 8.2. What we have here is 7.5. So we need to gather it up to the point where it is 8.2. The first thing I'll do is I'll mark 2 inches from my center line and pin it. I'll repeat the same thing from here for this other side too and pin it. Yeah. We're going to take these 2 inches and hit it anywhere here. We are pleating towards the side and not towards the center. I don't have any particular arrangement for this, just do as you believe is best. I still have excess of 3 inches thereabout. So we keep going. There's still more. Keep going. You measure. Okay. So let's increase this one a bit. And then we have it as 8.2. It's perfect. We're going to repeat the same thing for this side. The only thing I would say you should ensure is that the number of pleats here is the same number of pleats here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's equal amount of pleats. So now for the back, we're going to first mark out the zip part, which is 0.5. I'll use my pin to stick where it is. Do the same thing for here. 0.5. Pin it there. So I've marked out the seam allowance, which is 0.5. So from there, we're going to mark out 2, and from that 2, we'll start our pleating. Same thing here. Start our pleating. Just like the front, we ensure it comes out 6 too, so it's balanced. So we take the 2 to meet another point and pin it down. Our waistband like this on it. So after doing that, this is how we attach our waistband. This way, this side is open, right? This side is on fold. Remember, it is 2.5 inches wide. So this is the ropes that will be by the side of the trouser. Fold it this way and then take the edge and flip it this way. Then cut it out so that it will have this at the edge. These are my ropes that I'll be attaching to the side of my trousers. This is the back of my pants. I have attached the waistband. So this is how I'm placing my belt on my waistband, on the back of my waistband. Next thing I'll be doing is I'll place my front waistband meeting waistband, pockets meeting pockets, and I'll pin it around. Then I'll use 0.5 to close it up to this point. Then use 0.25 to close the pocket, and then 0.5 down to the hem. I'll do the same for the other side of the trouser. Now for the middle part, the crotch part of the front and the crotch part of the back, this is where you start to pin. You pin it down first. And you pin it to the hem. But always start from the crotch part and pin it down to the end. You will also close it using 0.5, so as the other leg, using 0.5. I'm done joining the sides and every other place. So what's left for me to do is weave round, weave everything, then turn the bottom, turn the hem up by 1 inch by folding it half and then half. After that, I will then attach my zip here at the zip point, at the using the seam allowance. I would attach my zip here. Then my pants is ready.